This section we're talking about circles. Circles are actually the easiest of all four conic sections. So the way we define circles is the set of all points in a plane that are a distance r, and r means radius, from a given point, which is the center of the circle, or of a circle. So circle basically means you have this fixed point in space and you have this distance r, and then you just try to draw all the points possible around this point that is the same distance away. Okay, so that makes a circle. We're going to look at this circle and we're going to figure out the formula together. So let's say that I have a point here. This is the center, right? The center is always HK. And I am going to randomly select a point in space. Let's just say here. It doesn't matter where it is. I'm just going to randomly select that point, and I'm going to call it XY. So this is kind of the harder part. So I need you to do some abstract thinking. There's no numbers. Everyone has to think in terms of variables. So it's a little bit hard, but I think you guys can do it. Okay, so this distance here is what? R. This is the radius, right? The radius of the circle. So we're going to express this radius r in terms of Pythagorean theorem. So in order to figure out the distance r, which is the, if we want to think of it as a right triangle, then it's, we can think of it like this. If we draw like this, we can create a right triangle. Therefore, r is just the hypotenuse of this right triangle. Let's say that we're trying to figure out how long r is. Then we can just do, Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? Yeah. And c in our case is the hypotenuse, which is r. So r squared. But we got to figure out how long a and b are. Let's say that a is the x part. Okay, let's say that's the x part. The question is, how long is this? Not in terms of numbers, but in terms of hk and xy. It's a little bit hard. Okay, I'm going to help you figure out the first one, and then you can probably figure out the second one really fast. This length is basically the same as saying, if we draw a straight line down to the x-axis, it's this length, right? This length is the same as this long one minus this short one. Yeah, we're not looking at numbers. We're looking at hk and xy. How long is this part, the longer one? Let's kind of look straight up. This, yes, hold on. This long one here. This long one here. This one. Okay, this one. So the question is, how long is this one? Remember, if you look straight up, it goes to that point. So how long is that part? Oh. Huh? X. Yes. If this point is xy, then you must have went x amount and then y up. Yes. Okay. That's how xy works. X, y. So this part must be x, this part must be y. Okay? Then in the same idea, how long is this part? This part. H. Because if you look straight down, this line is meeting with the point HK. You must have went H to the right and K up. Yes? Okay. I know I'm pushing you guys a lot on this because the more you start thinking abstractly, the better your math is going to become, because now you can kind of think outside a lot. Okay, this part is H. So then this blue line here is how long?
X minus H.
Good, very good. It's X minus H. So this part is X minus H. Okay, we're going to use the same logic. We're going to try to figure out the length of this one, the y part of this right triangle. Okay, that's equal to this length minus this one. So how long is the long one?
Y.
Yeah, the long one is y, and then the shorter one is k. So therefore, this blue part is what? Y minus k. So if we go back to our equation, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Instead of a, b, and c, we're going to put in x minus h, y minus k, and r in here. Okay, so x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And that is the equation for the circle. So it's basically the Pythagorean theorem. Okay?
I remember this.
You remember this? Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Your teacher was very good.
No, but I remember.
Oh, the teacher was not very good, but you remember. That's good. Anyways. Okay, so the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where the center is hk. We're going to use hk a ton in this chapter, and then radius is r. All right, so let's go ahead and apply. Write an equation for this circle. So for a circle, you need two things: center and radius. So where is the center? 0, 2. And then how long is the radius?
We don't know yet. We gotta find it out.
Yes, you can try to count. 6? No, R. Oh, look at the numbers, not the grid. Sorry. I should change these graphs later. Sorry about that. 3. So then let's go ahead and write the equation. So we know that center is always hk. So let's do x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. It's very easy. Just plug everything in. X minus 0 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 3 squared. And all you do now is just try to simplify as much as possible. X squared plus y minus 2 squared is 9. And that's it. So circles are really easy. You just need two things: center and radius. And then you can create your equation. All right, let's try another one really quickly. This is also very simple. And then we'll do something that's a little bit trickier. All right, practice. What is the equation of the circle with center -4, 3 and radius 4? Answer is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 16. All right. What's the equation for this? If you move it 4 to the left, 3 units up, and then draw the graph. You guys can do it?
You can try.
You can try it? Okay, so from that equation, you want to just figure out where's the center right now, and what is the radius. And then move that whole thing 4 to the left and 3 units up, and then redraw that circle. So you know the new center is at -4, 3. Notability makes it really easy to draw a circle, but if you didn't know how to draw a circle, what you would do is first figure out the radius, which in this case is 3. So you go right up, left down, and they're all 3 apart, and then you just draw a circle. And then the equation is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 9. All right. Okay, first one should be pretty easy. Where are the center and radius? So center and radius.
When you say vertex, is that a center or is it something?
For a circle, there's no vertex.
Okay.
Vertex usually means that it's a tip, and since circle is uniform, there's no tip.
Okay. So it's not just HK.
Oh, right. Yeah, in this section, it's kind of strange. It could be both, depending on the shape.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, someone give me the center. Where's the center? 16, -9. And then how much is the radius? 12. Very good. All right, number 2. This is where we need to complete the square. So if it's not in our nice circle form, we need to complete the square. So there are 2 things that's going to be square. So like the parabola equations, only one thing is square. That's how you know it's a parabola. When it's a circle, 2 things are squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to group them together. The x's together, the y's together. So x squared plus 8x, all the x's go together. And since I'm going to complete the square, I'm going to add a box. Then I'm going to put the y's together, plus y squared minus 10y, and then I'm going to add a box. The constant should always stay on the right-hand side. Okay, let's come back to complete the square. If I add a box on the right, what do I have to do on the left? Add a box. If I add a box on the right, then I have to add a box on the left. What if I add 2 boxes here? You had to add 2 boxes on the left. So this one, we have to add 2 boxes. We're trying to keep the equation balanced. All right, we have to complete the square. So what number goes in to complete the square for x?
16.
Good. And then we add it to the right as well. What number completes the square for y? 25. And that goes into both. And then you just factor and simplify. X plus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals what? 49. Okay, thank you. 49. And then from here, you can figure out the center and the radius. Okay, so where is the center?
-8,
-4, 5, and then the radius is 7. Correct. Let's have you practice 2 of them, and then you can start homework. We have a lot of time left. Yay.